Hello, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Culture Shock, the show reminding you that we should all need a chill pill, chill out, sit back, and just watch this thing unfold because the election is not over. I am your host, Will at Heroic Studios, and earlier today, the news media outlet has come out and said that Joe Biden is now the president elect and have declared him the winner of the election. But is it really, though? Is it really? You have to sort of kind of step back and kind of examine the whole entire situation here. All right. But before we get started, guys, go ahead, like, subscribe, please. Hit that notification bell for more uploaded videos and content. Of course, check out the podcast. And I am looking to getting more content out on a new video site called Rumble. I don't really know much about it, but I'm going to check that out to get more of these videos that I'm making out to you guys. So please stand by on that one. But my podcast is still available, so go check that out. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all other available social media sites. All right. So, what is going on here? Well, for the last 4 years, the media has been dumping on Trump with anything to get the man out of office. We all understand it, we all get it. But the same people who are calling for Russian interference in 2016 are the same people who are now ignoring the fact that voter fraud could be a substantial problem in this election. Now, there's no debating that voter fraud has occurred. There's no debating that at all. So the media, who have blatantly ignored that, aren't really giving any details about that. But all 4 years, all we heard is voter fraud, Russia, all this stuff that doesn't really like add up when you think about it. So this morning, the media, starting with CNN, has come out and said that Joe Biden ended up winning the election, and then other news media outlets started following in suit, calling it the election. Look, folks, real simple, real plain and simple. The media does not decide election results. They don't. So anything the media says, it's not true. Prime example, on election night, Fox News went ahead and decided that Arizona was won by Joe Biden when the votes weren't even done being counted. They're still being counted. All right. They've already found illegal voting ballots in Pennsylvania and I think in Michigan as well as Georgia. So there's still a lot happening. I'm not saying that Joe Biden can't win. I'm not saying that Trump can't win. I'm just saying at this point, we need to sit back and wait for the litigations to proceed and see what happens. That's what that's what adults would do. That's what responsible people to do. Because I guarantee you, the people who are talking about Joe Biden won the election, you guys are going to be distraught when it turns out that Trump might win. I'm just I'm just being realistic here. I'm just being overly observant in this scenario. So earlier today, around that time that press was thrown out about Joe Biden winning the election, various news sources have come out to kind of sort of say that that's not right. You guys should probably backtrack those statements because some of it doesn't really make sense at this point. So coming in from Newsmax, which I guess some people are stating that this is a right wing media outlet. It is what it is, but you can take what you want. All right. They have said, and I quote, at this time, Newsmax is not calling Joe Biden the winner. The election remains very close, and President Trump continues to contest results in several states. All votes should be counted. The media should not make the determination of the winner under these circumstances. And it's very irresponsible for the media to have done that because now they're stoking the flames. Because if somehow this is overturned and Trump ends up being the winner, there's going to be I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. But it's irresponsible for the media to do that. They need to sit tight and probably retract those statements because people are already celebrating. And like I keep saying, if it ends up being overturned, there's going to be problems. I don't even know what to say. Or I don't even know why the media would even go that far. Okay, but I mean, you people who are listening to the media, there needs to be some type of recommendation for the media because that's not right for them to go ahead and just call the election. It's not right at all. All right, so of course, Trump had a press conference this morning, kind of explaining what was going on, and this is what he had to say. A statement from President Donald J. Trump. We all know why Joe Biden is rushing to falsely pose as a winner and why his media allies are trying hard to help him. They don't want the truth to be exposed. The simple fact in this election is far from over. Joe Biden has not been certified as the winner of any states. That line right there has not been certified. He has not been certified as the winner of these states. The media does not decide who is the winner of those states, folks. All right? That's just basic electoral knowledge. You should know that by now, let alone any of the highly contested states headed for mandatory recounts or states where our campaign has valid and legitimate legal challenges that could determine the ultimate victor. In Pennsylvania, for example, our legal observers were not permitted meaningful access to watch the counting process. Legal votes decide who is president, not the news media. Now, again, in Pennsylvania, for example, our legal observers were not permitted meaningful access to watch counting. That's an everyday thing. Whenever there's an election, each side are able to have observers to count those votes to make sure no shenanigans happen. That's how it is. That's what it does. But in this case, Trump's people were denied access to watching the counting process. Even after court order, Pennsylvania officials denied it. So, I mean, if you don't have anything to hide, you should have let the observers in there to watch the counting happen, but you didn't. So I'm a little skeptical at this point. Beginning Monday, our campaign will start prosecuting our case in court to ensure election laws are fully upheld and the rightful winner is seated. The American people are entitled to an honest election. That means counting all legal ballots and not counting any illegal ballots. So illegal ballots here, there's been some ballots that have been flagged for people who are not registered to vote, people who are not even alive, people who aren't even living in the same state in which they are voting. So there is a lot to unpack there. And I hope that whatever the case may be, this thing is resolved. It remains shocking that the Biden campaign refuses to agree with this basic principle and wants the ballots counted, even if they are fraudulent, manufactured, or cast by ineligible or deceased voters. Only a party engaged in wrongdoing would unlawfully keep observers out of the courtroom and then fight in court to block their access. What is Biden hiding? I will not rest until the American people have the honest vote, and they deserve that a democracy demands. So all the people who are sitting here saying that this is a legit election, it's far from it, folks. Considering the evidence, it's not over. It's not legit. There's a lot to consider. Now, if you want, you can say that this is a legit win. Go for it. But don't be upset when something happens and the election is overturned. Because we can all agree, whether you're for Trump or for Biden, doesn't matter, that our election system is broken. It is taking nearly a week to call this election. There's something fundamentally broken in our system. So the same people that were screaming Russia back in 2016, the same people need to be screaming voter fraud in 2020, because in 2016, if I remember correctly, didn't take a week. That shit was over in a night. It was over in a night. This is taking a week. So there's something fundamentally wrong with our voting system. All right. So please, folks, just calm down. Don't go out in the streets and start proclaiming that Joe Biden is the president, because I'm just basing this off of past experiences. If something happens and the election starts to fold into Trump's favor, or Joe Biden ends up being exposed as being a cheater, whatever happens, you guys are going to be upset. I personally would rather have Trump in the White House, but if Biden wins fair and square, it is what it is. He won, good for him. Let's go stand in line for our bread rations. All right? But you guys need to sit tight and wait for the litigation to be fully investigated, fully open, and to let us know what has actually happened. But of course, that doesn't stop the admirable AOC Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from tweeting something that is just outrageous. I'm pretty sure she deleted this tweet because I know a lot of people are coming after her, but she's a commie. This is what she had to say. If anyone archiving these Trump psychopaths, I don't even know what that is. Psychophants, sorry. If anyone archiving these Trump psychophants for when they try to downplay or deny complicity in the future, complicity. If that doesn't sound scary to you, I don't know what the hell does. I've received decent probability of many tweets being deleted, writing, photos in the future. Now, if you're okay with that, because she's on Joe Biden's team, if you're okay with that kind of rhetoric, that people don't have a choice to pick who they want to have for president, that you are going to make us comply and obey, then Trump deserves to be president. That's all I'm saying. At least he gave us the freedom to choose. These people are already getting up in arms, telling us what we can and can't do. Guys, this that's not okay. All right. But some good news. All right. There's a lot of uncertainty here. I don't want people jumping to conclusions, but there is some good news here, and I'm going to explain it because it makes us have a win. Conservatives, that is. Okay. Now, the Democrats believe that they were going to have a blue wave. When they learned that a major minority group freaking voted for Trump. And I mean, they came out in droves. The number of minorities that voted for Trump in 2016 gradually increased by a lot in 2020. The Democrats were not happy. Republicans more than doubled the seat in the Senate. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, has retained his seat. So let's say if Joe Biden does win, the Democrats will have a hell of a wall to climb. And people like AOC and the squad, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and the other chick, I forgot her name. Who cares? Don't really care. They're starting to crack, per se. They're trying to take over the Democratic Party, and it's not working because the Democrats don't want radicalism. But it's the Democrats' fault in the beginning for letting these people in and sucking off their life force, only to have them start to infect their party. Nancy Pelosi can't control these people. Mitch McConnell and the Republican Senate, they're the only thing standing between them and these radical ideas. So we did win because people are taking this intersectionality shit and they're throwing it to the wayside. They don't like it. I don't like it. A lot of people are rejecting that idea, but that's all the Democrats have to fight for. That's their only weapon. It's pinning us against each other based on race, sex, gender, whatever there is out there. But we all have to remember that we're all Americans here. We're all in this fight together. So before I end this video, guys, please do not jump to conclusion. There is still a lot going on. And just to give you a prime example, the 2000 race between George W. Bush and Al Gore, it was decided that Al Gore was the winner, but that race was overturned in December 13th of 2000, making George Bush the winner. So, hey, don't call it just yet because it could happen. It could happen, and I'm not going to sit here and get on the party bus and say that Joe Biden won or that Trump won. It's still in the air. No one has won yet. All right. So please pass this video around. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I really do appreciate it. I will be giving you guys as many updates on this election process as I can, and I will keep you guys informed. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Parler, and join my Discord server because there's a lot that we're going to have to be facing in the next few months. Yeah, I think it's going to be a few months. I don't think it's going to be a couple weeks or anything like that. I think it's going to be a couple months. So get ready for the season finale of 2020, folks, because it is about to get wild. I am Will at Heroic Studios, and I will see you guys later on another episode of Culture Shock. Enjoy your weekend, folks, and please stay sane.